We live in a world where we are so preoccupied with ourselves. We live in a world where we are broken. We live in a world where we are far apart. Every day we have the opportunity to choose between community and chaos, between peace or war, between love or hatred. Every day we wake up with the opportunity to choose the former, and yet we choose the latter. Why do we choose desire over humanity? Why do we choose materials over community? Why do we allow ourselves to forget to love? But what does it mean to love?
You know what is nearing, the suffering and the immense pain that is soon to come, the flesh you will shed. For our sake and the sake of humanity, you give your blood for us, exchanging your agony for our sins. You raise your chalice of suffering and utter, "Take this, all of you, and drink from it. This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant. It will be shed for you and for all so that sins may be forgiven. Do this in memory of me." Allow me, O Lord, to drink from this cup, so that I may know forgiveness, so that I may know devotion. O Jesus, as you break the unleavened bread into smaller pieces and share them amongst your friends, you also share yourself, your sacred body, with all of us. So that we might know love and know you in fullness, you give yourself to us, and hope that the spread of life will inspire us with your humility, your selflessness, your love. I unite myself wholly to you. For you, the King of Kings, the Son of Man, kneel before your friends and wash their begrimed, calloused feet. You ever so delicately pour this water and wash away their impurities. They have walked with you by your side, preaching the gospel, learning your love and your kindness. I too walk with you, but many times I have veered off of your merciful path. It is you, your love, your heart that allows me to be washed clean and find you again. You are about to endure a great suffering, and yet you continue your acts of service for those you love. As you did for your friends, I ask you to wash away my iniquities and pour your steadfast love over me, so that I may come to know you and to continue your selfless charity for others.
After Jesus had said this, he was deeply troubled and declared openly, "I am telling you the truth. One of you is going to betray me." After Judas had left, Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man's glory is revealed. Now God's glory is revealed through him. My children, I shall not be with you very much longer. You will look for me, but I tell you now what I told the authorities. You cannot go where I am going. And now I give you a new commandment. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. If you have love for one another, then everyone will know that you are my disciples." And there you were left. Your 12 disciples had become 11. One of your sheep has left your flock, leaving to betray you, leaving to lead you to your cross.
There you were, in the middle of the night, on the mountain, speaking to your Father, knowing that the time was fast approaching for you to be handed over, approaching for you to complete your mission on earth, approaching for you to be betrayed. Betrayed by your disciple. Betrayed by your friend. Betrayed by someone you love. For a bag of coins? For a bag of money? For a bag of human desire, your very own friend turned on you. But even knowing how it was going to turn out, you still had faith. Let not my will, but yours be done, Father. You turn around, and there they are. 2 Roman soldiers standing right behind you, ready to arrest you, ready to lead you to your death. But don't I do the exact same thing every day? Every time I choose materialistic things over humility? Every time I choose war over peace? Every time I choose hatred over love? Despite it all, you still love him, just as you love me. Your love knows no bounds, and your forgiveness is never ending.
The first station, Jesus is condemned to death. You help me discover the meaning of life, and yet I hand you over to your last breath. You stand there in front of the crowd, all alone, no one defends you. But this was the mission you willingly came down to earth to pursue. You carry your cross, there is no turning back. You carry the weight of our sins, and you walk down the track. I see you walking down the Via Dolorosa with all humility, and yet I run away from confession, refusing to take responsibility. Please help me find my cross and carry my burdens. Give me the strength to be resilient and teach me to be determined.
You fall for the first time, a painful and sorrowful fall, because all you ever wanted was salvation for us all. The crowd saw you and no one cared, but the entire weight of my sins, that you bared. Suppress my pride and ego, teach me to be humble. I cannot bear to see myself as the cause that makes you stumble. You come eye to eye with your mother, what a painful sight. For you she stays strong with all of her might. The baby she once held in her hands, her heart, her soul, her everything, is being condemned to death for a crime of, well, nothing. For the love and joy he spread, he is to be crucified as a criminal. But he accepted the injustice because his love for us is unconditional.
You became so weak and was helped by Simon of Cyrene. Because you seemed so helpless, it was difficult to bear this scene. Give me the motivation to carry my crosses with passion. Forgive me for my sins and fill my heart with compassion.
You walk past Veronica. She wipes your blooded face. Every inch of tears, blood, and sweat is another inch of God's love, holding us in his embrace. Give me the strength to wipe away your tears with the power of belief. Help me to become a new person and turn over a new leaf. The wooden cross gets heavier and heavier. You fall once again. The true pain is the cause of the weight of sins of all women and men. But you get back up. Your journey doesn't end here. You stand back up on your feet and face your next frontier.
You meet the women of Jerusalem. You see the fear and sorrow in their eyes. The sound of your pain is as loud as their cries. Do not weep for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children, you say, because the true fear is that of Judgment Day.
You fall for the third time. You are nearing the end. Because of your deep love, to death you are condemned. You are insulted, spat on, hurt, and beat. But in and through it all, you will never be defeat. You are stripped of your clothes, stripped of your dignity, but you bore it all because your love for us extends to infinity. Teach me to love as you have loved, unconditionally. Fill my heart with peace and compassion additionally.
You reach the Golgotha. Your life on earth is about to end. But even when being nailed to the cross, your love for us extends. You cry, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they are doing." Even during your final moments, your forgiveness for us was brewing. The sun stopped shining. It was now about noon. Darkness covered the earth until 3 in the afternoon. "Father, in your hands I commit my spirit," said the sun. At that very moment, the mission of love had been done. You have finally reconciled us with God so we can live eternally. You have shown us what it means to truly love internally.
You are taken down from the cross and placed in the arms of your mother. The sharp pain she exhibits is unlike any other. She accepted the will of God, knowing He had a bigger plan in store. Give me the strength to believe as she did, that with love there is always more.
Your body is covered with linen and perfume. Between the hands of your mother, you are placed in your tomb. But your resurrection has given me hope. The life extends far beyond what we know. Stand by me as I allow my faith, patience, and love to grow. Help us to love one another and not be conceited, because it is through love that our spirits may be completed.
The Passion of Christ is not just a story about a man who lived 2,000 years ago and suffered under oppression. The Passion of Christ is a story of love, a story of what it means to love, one that enters our hearts and dwells within us to show us that despite all, we as humans have the opportunity and the capacity to love from within. That we truly can live in harmony with ourselves and with the world, as long as we can forgive, be forgiven, and have love.
So if you're listening to this right now, no matter who you are, what you've done, and where you are in life, remember that this opportunity of forgiveness stands until your last breath. The God we believe in is not a God who sits comfortably on a throne waiting to judge us for all that we do. He is a God who willingly came down to earth, lived among us, and died on the cross so that through Him we may be saved from our sin. That is why Jesus says, "I have come in order that you may have life, life in all its fullness." Do you feel backstabbed by the ones closest to you? Well, Jesus was too. Are you heartbroken and mourning? Well, Jesus was too. Do you feel hurt, mistreated, suffering, tempted, unaccepted, persecuted, rejected, and underappreciated? Guess what? Jesus did too. That's what makes the cross so beautiful. It's a constant reminder that in it all, Jesus is with us and understands our pain just as much as we do. He loves us for every heartbreak and every scar that we have.
I may be able to speak the languages of human beings, and even of angels, but if I have no love, my speech is no more than a noisy gong or a clanging bell. I may have the gift of inspired preaching. I may have all the knowledge and understand all secrets. I may have all the faith needed to move mountains. But if I have no love, I am nothing. I may give away everything I have, and even give up my body to be burned. But if I have no love, this does me no good. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous, or conceited, or proud. Love is not ill-mannered, or selfish, or irritable. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. Love is not happy with evil, but is happy with the truth. Love never gives up, and its faith, hope, and patience never fail. Love is eternal. There are inspired messages, but they are only temporary. There are gifts of speaking in strange tongues, but they will cease. There is knowledge, but it will pass. For the gifts of knowledge and of inspired messages are only partial. But when what is perfect comes, then what is partial will disappear. When I was a child, my speech, feelings, and thinking were all those of a child. Now that I am an adult, I have no more use for childish ways. What we see now is like a dim image in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. What I know now is only partial, then it will become complete as God's knowledge of me. Meanwhile, these three remain: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love.